What's up, everybody? What's going on? Hope everybody's doing good. Let me fix my light. See what I got going on here. Hope everybody's doing good. Thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for rocking with me. Come by, show you guys some love. Hopefully, I can give you guys something that you could take along with you on this journey. I want to hopefully give you something to share with you that you can take on this journey and maybe have a little interaction. Hopefully, you had a good Saturday. Hopefully, you had a good week to the strong end. Wanted to come by and talk about music in the youth. Music in the youth. You know, everybody got something to say. Everybody got something to say. But before I even dive into it, before I even get into it, before I even rock with the beautiful infinite creators from around the world, international, we out here. We out here. So I just want to salute you guys. I want to salute the divinity in you. I respect the divinity in you, each and every last one of you. Thank you guys for rocking with me. So I was pondering, what effect does music have on the youth? What kind of stronghold or what kind of benefits that our youth, not only the youth, but people get from music? Music is, and most people don't understand it, so most people don't realize it, is a universal language. Music is a universal language. I, that's my boy Trippy and X. Give me a second. I'm gonna get with you right now. But music is a universal language, and it speaks to the heart of the individual. It speaks to the core of each and every last one of us. What's up, Fazan? Peace. It speaks to us, and that communicates. So we commune. We commune with whether your higher self or whether your creator, whether nature, whatever it is that you commune with. Usually, you can come in communion, meaning in relationship. Music is usually could open the gateway for that. That's why when you go to church, they call it worship, and you have worship leaders, and they have choirs, and they have instruments, because that usually ushers in a spirit, a spirit. And when you usher in the spirit through song, through worship, and through praise, what most people don't understand is the universal language is music. I know they say love is the universal language, and I'm not going to dispute that. I would not dispute that love is the universal language, but I'm here to talk about the universal language of music, of music, you know, and listening to some of these artists, because you guys know right now I'm rocking with Capital Steez, King Capital Steez, put something up on Steez. I'm gonna dive into him a little more. Very interesting, very unique perspective. I rock with Steez because he was trying to enlighten people, open their minds up. He was trying to get people to see things a little differently. But what comes there comes great responsibility with knowledge, with having a lot. There comes a lot of responsibility with it. And when you get people talking about, like Kanye, I'll say Kanye, for example, he knows about the root chakra, he knows about frequencies, he knows about hertz, and he's playing a lot of people, whether they notice or not. But he knows what the music does, and he knows what the music can do. The problem is most people don't know what the music can do. If you listen into some music that's not gonna help you obtain the things that you want to obtain and do the things that you want to do in this life, then is the music being productive, or is it being a hindrance to your growth? Is it lifting you up in mind? Is it lifting you up in thought? Is it lifting you up in spirit? Is it lifting you up? And a lot of people, you have to examine your mind. You have to examine your mind. But if you are serving, if you are listening to music that doesn't serve you, it's gonna be tough to get to where you want to be, because wherever attention goes, energy flows. Attention goes, energy flows. You name the music, you tell me the context. See, people think it's just the beat. They like the beat. They like the beat. So when the beat comes in, oh, they bust it down. They do the bust down and they start jamming and they're doing their thing. And that's cool. But you have to dive a little deeper. You have to dig a little deeper. What is this artist saying? What are they talking about? What are they talking about? My guy was trying to help people fight through depression. He was trying to help people fight their demons. That's what he was doing, whether people knew it or didn't know. Everybody has a lane. You take an artist such as Michael Jackson. When he was on this plane, Michael Jackson was all about making people feel good. He was all about making great music. He was about making people happy. You name me an artist, and I can tell you, you could probably feel their message. What is the message? What do you think most of these artists, and I'm talking musicians right now, whether it's rappers, singers, I don't care what they're doing, their form of art, what do you think the message is? What's the context? What's the context? What's the context? What do you think that they have to tell you or they want to tell you? Sometimes we listen to artists and they don't have any message at all. Why? Why? And a lot of times, the greatest people in society during ancient times, or the olden days, were the scribes, were the writers, the people who could tell the stories. Those were the people who were held up in high esteem because they were telling the story of what was going on during that time. Well, guess who the writers during this time? Guess who's painting the pictures? Guess who's passing on the history? Guess who's writing the history? Yeah, Little Dirk, Little Wayne, Quando Rondo, NBA Youngboy. The list goes on. Just to name a few. Just to name a few. What are these people's message? So 40, 50 years down the line, when your kids listen to this music or your great-grandkids listening to your music, what are they going to be thinking? What frequency are they going to be on? Is it going to be inspirational? Is it going to be motivational? Is it going to be uplifting? And I know people might say, well, that's why they got gospel music. Everybody don't like gospel music. Everybody don't like rap. Everybody don't like country. Everybody don't like rock. But what is the effect that the music have on our youth? See, this is serious. This is a heavy conversation. And I know when my guy talked about frequency program, music isn't always to have fun, he said. He said music isn't always about having fun. And then he broke down the science. Kilohertz, hertz, megahertz. He started breaking down the science. And he said, not everybody's going to do that. Break down the science. Bro, he said he put in the work. He put in the work. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And when I look at like Pro Era, Flatbush Zombies, and King, Steez, you see these guys, and I probably say Steez and Pro Era and these guys, Joey Badass and these guys probably influenced X in some way when it came to making music or getting on his spiritual journey or on his spiritual path. You know, everybody talks about being on his spiritual path. I don't even like using the term woke or conscious or anything. I would say aware, becoming more aware spiritually. Now, if you can become more aware spiritually through the music, then I think the music is serving a purpose. But if you're stuck in your root chakra, not everybody knows what their root chakra is. You know, the 808, that bass that's down in the sexual organs. It's at the bottom in your animal nature, which is your lower self. You dig? Your animal nature, your lower self. If the music's keeping you there, then you have to think about it and you have to analyze it and see, how is this serving me? How is this serving you? If you're always in your lower chakra, and what I mean when I say in your lower chakra, if you're listening to music and all you want to do is have sex, then you're in your lower chakra. The bottom. You're at the bottom. At the bottom. Because the music is only leads you in that direction. It only leads you in that direction. On pleasing your flesh or your physical man instead of the spiritual man or woman. But if the music is uplifting and it's glorifying and it's causing you to think and it's causing you to meditate and it's causing you to sit back and have your mind on the good and that which is good and that which you desire, then it's all Gucci. It's Gucci, it's gravy, baby, because it's helping you get to where you want to be. I find myself a lot of times listening to meditation music. I find myself listening to a lot of smooth jazz, a lot of classical, a lot of lo-fi chill, because it puts me in a state. It puts me in a state. It puts me in a calm state. I'm able to focus on my thoughts. And the real question that you need to ask when you're listening to your music, or when you have any goal, is what is the outcome that you want to have? What's the outcome? Now, if I'm at a birthday party, you could play the old school, you could play the hip hop, because it's about dancing. I mess with Shiloh Dynasty, no doubt. You know that. Yeah, X put me on to Shiloh when I listened to the song was, I call it Imagination, but it's the song from Willy Wonka. Definitely rock with Shiloh Dynasty. Yeah, but it puts me in a different vibration. It puts me in a different frequency. I love the lo-fi music. I love the lo-fi chill music. I love the studying music because it puts me on a different frequency. It puts me on a different wave. The wave, and I know a few years back, everybody was talking about what's the next wave? What's the next wave? What's the next wave? But what happens is the artists or the rappers or the singers, they become your leaders because they are the ones who are carrying the message. Well, what is the message? It depends on what you're into. It depends on what you're into. And 50 years from now, are they going to think all we did was shoot up each other and fight and kill each other? Is that what they're going to think about when they listen to the music? Who knows? Who knows? Smooth jazz, I rock with the smooth jazz all day. There you go. All facts. All facts. Food for the soul. Food for the soul. Water for the soul. But what are they going to be saying? How are you rocking? What kind of environment you living in? Are you living? And when I say the type of environment you living in, I'm not necessarily talking about your physical house. I'm not talking about your neighborhood. I'm not talking about your town, your city, your state. I don't care. How are you living in your body? How are you living in your mind? How are you living? How are you living? Would you ever let somebody come in your front yard and throw all their trash on your front yard and spread it all over the lawn? You would tell them to clean that mess up. Clean it up. Tell them to get that out. Yeah. So don't let these people, I don't care who it is, don't let these people dump their trash in your mind. Guard it. Guard your mind. Consciously become aware of what you're listening to. Get on a mental diet. Get on a mental diet. So people aren't leading you around subconsciously without you even knowing what's going on. what happens is a lot of, not just youth, but a lot of people are being led around subconsciously because of the programming that's in the music. Think about the way we learn music, on repeat, on repeat, over and over again. Just like you learn anything, you keep on repeating it until you get it down. And then the next thing you know, you're singing these songs and you're going word for word for what the record is saying. You're there because you're programming yourself. Repetition is the mother of skills. Repetition. When you repeat every word that your favorite artist sing, you're gonna learn that. So you could take that same science, because that's what it is. Programming is science. You can take that same science and apply it to anything else that you want to do. Well, OG, what can I apply it to? You could apply it to real estate investment. You could apply it to learning the trade. You could apply it to being, exercising and eating right. You can apply, because it's repetition. It's repetition. It's repetition. Study NLP, neuro linguistics programming. Study it. Words. Words are so powerful. I have a niece who's like 2 years old, and I mean, she's a sponge. She's a sponge. Anything that she listens to, or people say, she soaks it up, and she's a repeater. She's a repeater. But I'm telling you this to say, whatever you put in your mechanism is what's gonna come out. Slow down. Whatever you put in your mind, that's what's gonna emanate from you. That's what's gonna come from you. So if you're putting in stuff that's not good and wholesome, what do you expect that you're gonna get back? You can't expect anything other than what you're putting in. It's like eating and not exercising and not eating right. You say, man, I go to the gym. I'm at the gym 5 days a week, maybe 7, but I can't lose any weight. You're going to have to check the diet. How are you eating? How are you eating? Are you eating before you go to bed and before you go to sleep? It's going to be harder to burn that energy. It's going to be harder to burn that energy. But what effect does the music have? What effect does it have on the youth? What? I'm going to say it controls the masses. Who should be held accountable for a lot of this music that's out there that's not positive? And I'm not saying, listen, and I understand that there have to be balance in life. I understand that there's good and there's evil. Wherever good is, evil is also present. I get it. I understand. Hot, cold, up and down, inside and outward. But it's your inner world that creates your outer world. It's your inner world. Feel me? It's your inner world that creates your outer world. So if you letting people dump on your mind and your inner world, it's only going to be reflection in your outer world. It has to reflect. It's a law. It's a law. As above, so below. The law of correspondence. It is a law. The law of cause and effect. You don't know why you're getting the results in your life? You don't know why things aren't working out? Start with the mind. You say, well, OG, I don't listen to bad music. I'm not telling you what's bad and what's good. I'm not here. It is whatever you think it is. If you think something is bad, it's bad. If you think something is good, it's good. Nothing is bad or good. It's your thinking that makes it so. How are you thinking? How are you thinking? Are you staying on a kindergarten level? Are you reaching and you growing for you want to evolve? Remember, we all are evolving whether we know it or not. Your mind needs to keep up with the body. Your body needs to keep up with the mind. So if you're going to evolve, it happens by getting knowledge. Don't you know you could grow from listening to the right material? Yeah, you could grow from being around the right people. You don't look at trees and grass and flowers and animals and all these things. They're always in a state of growing. Always. The law of growth. Get it. Pick it up, the law of growth. And this is why what did it say? A Rolling Stone gathers no moss. That's what the adage says. But to much given, much is expected. So when you have a lot, you attain a lot. When you start getting knowledge and insight, you'll be able to attract the things that you want. When you learn how to focus the mind, and when you learn what the mind is, then you'll be able to attract the things that you desire in life. And there's so many times I see people, and I'm going to use the term we want things. We want things. We want things. Give us things. We don't have eternity here on this plane. We don't. Nobody does. Nobody's going to escape here alive. I'm just going to tell you that. But while you're here, right? While you're here, get the knowledge so you can live a good life. Don't worry about what this artist is doing. They're making money off of you. They're getting their money from Apple. They're getting their money from Spotify. They're getting their money from YouTube. They're getting their money from across the board. But what is their message? Who are you supporting? Are you supporting people who are builders? Are you supporting people who are destroyers? Ravaging communities. Ravaging. Why? Because the message. What is the message? At the end of the day, what is the message? Do you see any growth in your favorite artists? Do you see any change? Do you? Those are the questions you got to ask. You know, some people want to get, and I like TikTok. I like all the social media apps. I like them. I'm not gonna tell you what's good for you and what's not. Remember, I told you it's the thinking that makes it. If you think it's bad, it's bad. Most people don't know what it is. When it comes to the internet, it's a place where the minds go to meet. Like minds. Like minds. Usually when I attracted to a specific person or a specific place, it's because like minds. Like minds. I'm all about growth. I'm all about getting better. I'm all about helping. But who's making that music? Who's writing that down? At the end of the day, who's gonna write your story? Who's gonna write your story? Who? Who's writing your story right now? They're gonna be like, well, they had drill. Drill was pretty big. They got trap. That's pretty big. They've got, the R&B. You got all kinds of strands of that. Then you got the Afrocentric music. That's pretty dope. But who's writing your story? Who's writing your story? So if you're an artist and you aspire to be an artist, we need you. We need you to put out good music. We need you to produce good music. We need you. We need you to spread love, spread that positive energy throughout the universe. Where's the Earth, Wind, and Fires? Where are the Commodores? Where are the Ohio players? Where are the Spinners? These groups, they laid the groundwork. The groundwork. That's why people could sample so much material from a lot of these artists that were here before them. They did it. They did it. And even thinking about King Steez, it takes me back to Donny Hathaway. I had a conversation with my younger brother a couple months ago, and he started talking to me about Donny Hathaway. And the thing that was ironic to me between Donny Hathaway, you guys might want to look Donny Hathaway up, and King Steez, is the way they transitioned and the way they passed away. Look it up. Look it up. And it was funny because when my brother was talking to me about it, I'm like, Donny Hathaway, and I told him, and he was just talking to me about some things. I'm like, yeah, this is what happened. Look at Donny Hathaway and you look at King Steez. Look at it, and you're gonna see the comparison. What I'm talking about. What I'm talking about. See, if we don't learn from our past, right, we're doomed to repeat it. You dig? If we don't learn from it, then we'll end up probably repeating it. You don't want to keep on doing the things that they did back then. You said, well, it was good for my daddy. It was good for my mama. Yeah, but you're in 2022. You're in 2022. You're supposed to be better. You're supposed to be better. How could the music be, when you talk about Motown and you talk about Stax, and you talk about all these different the music throughout the eras, then you come up to the 2000s. I mean, trust me. And Lil Wayne said something that he don't care what the music is, but he will change because he loves music. He loves music. You love music. What's the message from the people you listen to? What are they saying to you? What are they saying to you? Some people listen to music and the music tell them to do things, and they do end up doing the things that the music tell them to do. Why? Because you're dealing with spirits. The mind is speaking. Where do thoughts come from? Somebody suggesting you something and you don't even realize that they're suggesting it to you. It's called auto-suggestion. Look it up. They're suggesting that you do things without you even knowing it. But you have to guard the mind. This is why music is so important. This is why protecting your mind is so important. You have to guard it. Not everybody's going to tell you that. And as a parent, a lot of times I'm scared because it's like, what are my kids listening to? Your parents can't listen to what you're listening to if you got those AirPods on. What are you listening to? Is it nourishing you? Is it lifting you up? Is it building you? What is it doing for you? That's the real question. That's the real question. Will it help you reach your goal? And this is what I mean when I say that. Everybody has a soundtrack to their life. Create that soundtrack for your life. Create it. Eye of the Tiger. That's something that'll get me going. I'll play that and I'll get going. It's going to change your whole vibe. It's going to change you. You can put on, that's why when you go to the gym, you put on workout music. I listen to a lot of hip hop when I go to the gym and I'm working out. I like it. But I can't listen to too much shooting and too much killing because, it's defeating the purpose for me. I like Jay-Z. I like Big. I love all that stuff, But at the end of the day, I can't have it on repeat. I can't have it on repeat because where I'm at right now in my life and my mission is like, it's all about building. How do you build? One brick at a time, one person at a time, one mind at a time. Somebody pulled my code and said, hey, yo, there's other things out here. You should check this out. Hey, maybe you should think about this. Thinking is what makes you. That's the real currency in the universe. Thoughts, mind, thinking. Sit back and start thinking. What is the outcome that you want? Write your goal down and then work towards it. Don't wait for somebody to give it to you. Don't wait for something to happen. You could do something that causes your thoughts, that causes your thinking. But if you're if people are passing along their suggestions to you, voila, there you go. Now you're not in control of your thinking and your thoughts, and you don't even realize it. Because you put on a record or you in the car, and you putting your favorite song on, and they're suggesting things to you that you don't even want to do. You don't even want to do it, but they suggest it. And people can't differentiate between what's real and what's imaginary. There's real stuff and then there's imaginary stuff. They said, well, freedom of speech. I mean, I get it. I understand that. I don't have a problem with freedom of speech, but we have to be responsible as artists, as parents, as a society on what we put out there. We have to be responsible. Everybody wants to blame the kids. Everybody wants to say, well, the kids listen to this music and the kids do this and nobody wants to be responsible. Nobody wants to be responsible. At the end of the day, people are only going to do what's being suggested to them. Whether you watching TV, whether you walking down the street, if you are not in control of your thoughts and your mind, then you're going to be, other people are going to be planting those seeds there. You plant the seeds in your mind. You plant the ideas in your mind. You plant the ideas and the seeds in your mind on what you want and the things that you want to do. Don't wait for a rapper to tell you what's good for you. Oh, you don't need school, or you don't need this, or you don't need to work, or you don't need to start a business. I mean, come on. Don't let. A lot of times you'll be encouraged, and I'm just using that genre right now because it's just an easy one to jump on. But they're not gonna go to jail with you. These guys aren't going to jail with you after you do your deed. After you listen to their music, you get nicked up, and you go out and you do your deeds. These guys aren't gonna be there when you get in trouble. So you have to think. You have to think. Everybody want to floss. Everybody want to bling, 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 without $50 in your pocket, without $20 in your pocket, without $10 in your pocket, but you want to bling, bling. You know, everybody got to protect. You know, everybody want a Gucci watch, a Versace. But at the end of the day, are you being programmed, or that's something you really want? Is that something you really want? Are you chasing material things? Are you chasing spiritual things? Are you creating spiritual things? Or you just want to live on this low frequency? You know, are you in your higher self? Do you communicate with your higher self? Or you stay in that root chakra? The root chakra, you know, there's 7 chakras. 4-7. Check out 4-7, what it means for by King Stilo. Check it out. The information is there. These guys, but like I said, these guys was on a whole different vibration. Salute them. Shout out, because it was a movement. A movement. And the more I learn about these artists and the things, I'm going to try to bring it to you, because I think that it's important for not just this generation or the generation that comes behind to understand. I heard Boosie Badass talking about NBA YoungBoy have the streets on lock. Have the streets. Now, I'm not a big NBA YoungBoy fan, but I'm not a hater. I can probably check him out. I don't have a problem with him. But at the end of the day, we have to be responsible. And remember, this is what pays. What pays in rap music? Tell me what pays in rap music. We all know what pays. Let's not fool ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. These guys got to get their money. And by any means necessary, they got to get their money. So if they got to rap about drugs and violence, that's what they're going to do, because that's what pays them. Sorry. I'm sorry. You know, and that was the gift that, let's say, Tupac had. Tupac could have gone to the deepest place, and then he could have come back, and he could have given you something like Dear Mama. Most people got a mama. Most people had a mama. And then he could have talked about keep your head up. Positive. You know? Are you still down for me? Just things like that. And he was able to have that gift to uplift. Uplift. Music is very powerful. It's very powerful. But what are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your mind? That's the main thing. We can't fault the kids. We got 10 and 12-year-old kids, violent, carrying guns and doing things like that. What do you think? Where'd the idea come from? Who gave them the idea? Where did that thought come from? Has to come from somewhere. You may live in a rough community, but you don't live in the street. You live in a house, or you live in an apartment, or you live in a condo, or whatever it is you live. You do not live on the street. I had somebody who I know said the streets lied to me, because they ended up in jail. They ended up in jail, and they wrote a book. The book's called The Streets Lied to Me. Don't let the streets lie to you. Don't let the music lie to you, because you're the only one who's gonna pay if you don't know the difference between reality and fantasy. That's why the imagination is so huge. The imagination is so big, because you can sit there and these artists can paint a picture for you. And when they paint a picture for you, you could see that picture. And 9 out of 10 times when you create a picture in your mind, that can happen, because you're seeing it. You're using your mind's eye. You're using visualization. It's a tool. Visualization is a tool to get what you want or to create. We were created in the image of the creator. If you could see it, you could achieve it. And if you could believe it, you could see it. I don't care what it is. If you could believe it, you could see it. And if you could see it, you could achieve it. Start visualizing. Visualizing. Take a half an hour at your day, whether it's meditation, visualization. Stop practicing these things. Go inside, go within. Because if you go within, you will not go without. You don't have to chase money. Money will chase you. If you focus on the things that you need to focus on, remember, we focus on the things above, the spiritual things. We're spirit first. We're spirit and entity. We're spirit and entity. I know a lot of people thinking that we're just physical, but mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. The heart and the mind has to work together. You can feel it. You can feel it. Feeling is the secret. Because if you can feel it, you own it. It's yours. Because that which you crave is already yours. That which you crave is already yours. But don't sit back there waiting for it. If you can feel it, walk into it. Live in it. Eat, sleep, drink it. Eat, sleep, drink it. So many of us have been distracted by a bass line. So many of us been distracted by a hook or a chorus. Oh, that hook was nice. You know what I mean? You could go down any street in America and listen to the cars, and you're going to hear gunshots all day. Gunshots all day. You go figure. What happened to the love? Where's the love? Where is the love? Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack. Where's the love? Where's the love, y'all? Black Eyed Peas. Where's the love? Where's the love? So there's got to be responsibility. I know everybody, they talk about the spooky stuff. I'm not going to get into the spooky stuff. You know, the Illuminati and the blood sacrifices and all that stuff. I'm not going to go down that lane. Where's the love? Where's the love? If you got love for your art, if you got love for your people, if you got love for your country, if you got love for your community, then put out love. But if you're just about making your money and earning your money and you don't care who you hurt in order to get your money, isn't that a sellout? To me, I would think that's a sellout. If you're not staying true to who you are, that's selling out. You don't care what you do. You don't care who you hurt, as long as you're getting paid. That's selling out. To me, that's what I think it is. Not everybody's a gangster. Not everybody's a killer. Not everybody. And we need real artists to tell the story of now. So when the youth go into the future, they'll be able to say, wow, that was some great music. Wow, this was a great song. Wow. I think in society, we're losing focus on a lot of things. We're losing focus. I'm not here to tell people what to be or how to live their life. You can do whatever you feel like. Do as thou wilt. Do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, there has to be accountability. There has to be. There has to be. There have to be accountability from parents. There have to be accountability from teachers. There have to be accountability from police officers. There have to be accountability from musicians, there have to be accountability from every politicians. There have to be accountability. This isn't do as I say and not as I do. Be the first partaker. If you want change, you have to be that change that you want to see. If you don't want change, don't do anything. Sit back, get fat, and blame everybody else. Blame everybody else. Say, oh, it's the rappers that make me do it because they're sending you subliminal messages. It's the music. I had a baby because I was listening to this R&B record and it was great and I was in the moment. Yeah, there's going to be a price to pay for that. There's going to be a price to pay for that. Think first. Think first. Everybody want to have fun. Everybody want to enjoy. But like X said, music isn't always about fun. Don't you know you got battle songs? Songs that you go out there to people go to war with? They're like, yeah, we're going to war. So I'm going to play this. This is my war song. This is my fight song. You go to a football game, a college football game, they got a fight song. Tell me what that's about. Somebody talk back to me. They got a fight song. You go to Notre Dame, they got a fight song. You go to Michigan, they got a fight song. You name the team, they got a fight song. You might need a fight song in your life. You may need something to get you up off the couch. You may need something to get you going. You may need to send yourself some suggestions, some positive suggestions, things that's going to make you get up and go in the morning, things that's going to make you get up and do better for yourself. Stop letting these people program you. I don't care if you're 2 or you're 102. Stop letting these people program you. It's your mind. Take possession of your mind. You say, well, OG, how I'm going to do that? You find the right mental diet. Start with the cause. Start with the cause. Well, what's the cause, OG? The cause is your thinking. That's what it is. And when you start writing down your thoughts or when you start thinking about it, then you're going to see what the problem is. You're going to see what the negative is. You're going to see that. You got to see yourself as the problem. And you got to work on yourself. You can't get mad at mom and dad. You can't get mad at your siblings. You can't get mad at nobody else. You can't get mad at religion. You got to square up on yourself and take accountability for yourself. You have to take accountability for yourself because nobody else is going to take accountability for you. Nobody cares if you listening to shitty music. Who cares? OG cares. That's why I'm here. But nobody cares. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be there with you all the time to tell you, hey, that's not feeding your spirit. You hear what I said? Not your body. That's not feeding your spirit. What's feeding your mind? What are you feeding your mind? Every morning I get up and there's, I'll turn the TV on and there's things on TV that I don't really care for. Either you're going to stay there and watch it or you're going to turn the channel. What are you guys going to do? You're going to turn the channel or you're going to keep on watching the trash? You're going to keep on listening to the trash? You're going to keep on supporting people who don't care about you? You're going to keep on supporting people who don't care nothing about you at all? What are you going to do? Are you going to change the channel? Change the channel. And there's artists who really put it all on the line. I will never take anything away from them because they know what their responsibility is in society. They know what they're accountable for. So they're here with the message and they're here for truth. But you have to stand in your truth. You have to walk in your truth. You got to walk in your truth. You can't walk in my truth. You can't walk in what your granddaddy did. You can't tell me about what Tupac did or what X did or where Juice WRLD did or where Lil Baby or somebody did. You got to walk in your truth. Every day you're writing your story. Every day you're writing your story. How is your story going to go? That's what the real deal. How's your story going to go? Is it going to go the way you want it to go? Or are you going to keep on following people who don't care nothing about you? What do they have vested in you? You're not an investment to them. You're a customer. You're a customer. If you're not producing, you're a consumer. You're consuming that whatever it is that you consume. Whatever it is that you consume, you are a consumer. But if you're producing and you're putting your message out to the world and you're spreading your positivity, if you're spreading your energy, your light, and your love, you're a producer. You're an infinite creator. You're a beautiful infinite creator. And we need infinite creators in this world. We need them. We need them. I know it looks like evil is winning right now. I know it looks like bad is overcoming evil, but it can't happen. It can't, because there's only good. And that's a law. That's a law. That's the truth. There's only good. They told me everything that God made was good. Everything. But everything's got to be in balance. Everything's got to be in balance. So if you're a young man, a young woman, you're a youth, you're a young person, protect your mind. Listen to artists who are going to be very inspiring. You know, I like Georgia Smith. Listen, I could go on for days to tell you the artists that I like. I can tell you. But are they on repeat? No. You can't let people live in your mind rent free. You cannot let people or things live in your mind rent free. If it's not about what you got going on, it doesn't matter. If it's not about you going and reaching your goal and accomplishing your goal, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Find you a quiet place. Find you a quiet place. Nobody said it was going to be easy. I'm not here talking about easy. I'm not going to lie and play games with you guys. At times it's tough. It's hard. When you're on your path, it's hard. It's not a cakewalk. It's not a cakewalk. When you're trying to improve and when you're trying to make life better for those around you, and you're trying to make life better for yourself, nobody said it was easy. Nobody said it was easy. But are you looking for easy, or are you going to be that person who go after the hard one? Go get the hard one. Go make it happen. Just because they say you can't do it doesn't mean that you can't do it. All it takes is a made-up mind. A made-up mind. A plan and a made-up mind. Do you have a plan and a made-up mind? Because if you have a plan and a made-up mind, there's nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. You wouldn't put trash in your mind if you had a plan and you had a goal, because you would be dreaming about that plan all the day. You would be using your imagination, which is the key. You are your mind, your imagination. Create an imaginary council. Guess what? You could have anybody in that council. You could have Steve Jobs there. You could have anybody, you name it. Warren Buffett could be there. You could put all these people around the table with you every night, and you can meet with those people in your mind, and you're going to get ideas. And they'll share with you, because what you're doing is you're contacting that spirit. It's called the mastermind. It's called a mastermind. But a lot of times we don't want to use our imagination. We don't want to create in the workshop of our imagination, because most people don't know. We think, oh, people tell us stop dreaming, stop daydreaming. That's where the magic happens at. That's where the magic happens at. Go to an empty lot, close your eyes, and tell me what you can see when you're in that lot. If you could see that house, or you could see that building, or you could see whatever it is that your mind could see, chances are you could create it. You could create it. In the imagination. Pictures. Visualization. Get some meditation tapes. Get them. Use them. I'm not here to tell you life is easy. That's what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you, life is what you make it. Life is what you make it. How are you making your life? Are you making your life harder on yourself than it has to be? By what you're putting in your mind? By what you're putting in your body? Are you making it tougher than it really has to be? Or are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying it? Are you helping anybody? Are you sharing your information? Are you sharing your knowledge? Or you just here to suck up all the air? Or you just here to suck up everything and don't get nothing out and don't put nothing out? You got to put what out there in the universe that you desire. You only attract what you are. You know, I hear people, especially young people, even when I was growing up. Oh, what's up, Mr. Savage? Yeah, you hear people talking about what they want in a spouse or what they want in a girlfriend or boyfriend. But the real fact of the matter is opposites do attract. Opposites do attract. That's why a battery only works by having a positive and a negative. A positive and a negative. But what happens is you end up, because your relationship usually is a reflection of you. You end up attracting what you are. You hear these guys talk about high value men and all these and these different types of women and who's bringing what to the table. But when you live a spiritual life, the goals become different. It becomes different. You know you're gonna deal with hunger because you're still human, you're still physical. The God man, the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. And I use this term because that's what the great master teacher used to always say. Jesus used to say the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. But I say that because my kids tell me, they laugh at me when I say that. But the whole world is yours. The whole world is yours. The Father's in you. Our Father which is in heaven. Most people don't understand the allegory. Most people don't understand the spiritual message. A lot of times, most people lose sight of what it is because we look at things through the physical all the time. Through the physical. But when you live on a spiritual plane, like the 40 days, the fasting for 40 days, see what happens. I'm not telling you to fast for 40 days, but there's got to be something to it. There's got to be something to it. I've heard things. I've heard things. But what are the suggestions that you're giving yourself? What are the suggestions? Are you lying to yourself? Are you living in your truth? Are you lying to yourself? Or are you living in your truth? Are you living in your truth? I don't care about the haters. People are gonna hate. If they're not talking about you, guess what? You're not doing anything. If people aren't talking about you, you aren't doing anything. And your job isn't to worry about what people say about you. Your job is to live your best life. Your job is to be a agent of change. You're an agent of change. You're here to change the world. You're here to change the world. Find people online who are going to inspire you. Find music that's going to uplift you and that's going to build you up. Learn something new. Learn something new. Learn a new skill. How long does it take you to learn a new skill? People say, how long does it take to change a habit? I like great music, guys. I'll be the first person to tell you, I love great music, but I love better content. And what I mean when I say better content is I love people who can write great songs that have a meaning, that could uplift. Marvin Gaye was singing for a people. A people. Michael Jackson was singing for a people. These artists were singing for the world. They were singing, trying to inspire us to be better because they saw the good in us. They saw the good in us. What artist? Anybody knows of an artist who tried to really uplift humanity or mankind? I don't know too many of them. I don't know too many of them. That's all I'm saying. And if you are an artist, I'm pleading with you. Put out good music. The world needs to hear your music. The world needs to hear you. You don't have to sit there. The youth needs to hear you. The youth. Tupac says, it ain't no hope for the youth, but the truth is it ain't no hope for the future. No hope for the future. That's why it's important that you program yourself and you don't let the industry program you. You hear what I said? The industry, and I know everybody knows about the music industry. People live by a certain set of rules. Not everybody lives by the same set of rules. Not everybody lives by the same set of values. Not everybody lives by the same set of values. Some people respect other people. Some people don't give a damn about people. And what I'm saying is we need more people to care. We need more people to care. I care about the youth. I care about what they're going to do, how they're going to grow up, or what type of world that they're going to grow up in. I care. I'm concerned. I'm definitely concerned. As a parent, as a friend, I'm concerned. But when you become an artist, you have a responsibility. If you're going to be an author, you have a responsibility. If you're going to be an actor, you have a responsibility. If you're going to be a parent, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. That's all I'm saying. Music is powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful. Because it programs. It suggests. You don't believe me? Put it on. Put on any track you want to put on. You're going to be dancing. You're going to be repeating your words. You're going to know it better than you know your schoolwork. You're going to know it better than you know your homework. You're going to know it better than you know your job. It's called program. You got to program yourself. What's your message to yourself? What's your message to yourself? I don't care what Drake says. I don't care what the baby talk about. I don't care. And none of that matters to me. I don't care what Lil Wayne talk about. You name him, I don't care. I love X. But at the end of the day, it's going to serve a purpose, and then I'm going to move on. Because remember, evolution is always evolving. It's always evolving. There's going to be somebody else who comes out. Capital Steve's dope. Joey Badass, dope. Pro Era. I love these guys. But they had a message. They had a message. Try to listen to what the message is. Know what the message is. Don't just bob your head. Don't just bob your head. Know what frequency you're on. Know if it's a 528. You always hear guys talking about, oh, this is the worst frequency and that's the worst frequency. Yeah, but if the I don't care. There's a lot of frequencies that keep you in your lower chakras and keep you in your lower nature. But then if the content's right, it's right. If it's right, it's right. Sad music. And you're smart because you're protecting this. You're protecting this. You're God in your mind. You're God in your mind. I'm not telling you don't have to ever listen to it, but if it doesn't build you up, if it's not going to get you to where you want to go, why keep on feeding that and pumping that into yourself every day? Every day. Every day. I mean, I love hip hop. I love it just like anybody else. I love it. But at the end of the day, is it what's serving you and what's not serving you? I don't want to listen to nothing that's going to cause me to be depressed all the time or cause me to be sad and down. I'm going to dive into Tina Belcher too. A message to Tina Belcher that XXXTentacion did. I found that pretty interesting, but I'm not going to talk about it now. But yeah, and even when I talk about X, a lot of times it's like, he knew who his audience was. He knew it. He understood that people were dealing with depression. People were dealing with thoughts in their mind, probably schizophrenia. People were suicidal. He understood this. I wonder how he understood that. Why was he able to articulate that message so well? Chances are he probably dealt with those things. Most artists usually deal with those things. But I want y'all to check out Donny Hathaway's story. See what happened to Donny Hathaway, and then look at what happened to Capital Steve's. I don't know. I'd like to say I got the answers, but I don't have all the answers. But I just find it ironic the way they passed away. Were almost identical. Almost identical. Almost identical. But what I'm telling you guys is the youth as young people, You're very creative. You have great imaginations. Don't let people trick you into not using your imagination, not using your mind, because the imagination is everything. It's everything. They say the mind is all. The all is the mind. The mind. That's why you have to use your imagination. Create what it is you want to do in your mind. Create what it is that you want in your mind. When you go to sleep at night, use your imagination. Use your imagination to create the life you want. And when you start getting answers and you start getting ideas, implement, 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 implement. Do it. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. We all have to stay in our lane. You know what your lane is. You know what your gift is. And if you don't know what your gift is, find out what your gift is. Don't let the music sidetrack you. Don't let the music sidetrack you. It's easy to happen. Whether you're in school, you want everybody, there's a need to fit in. You like to have your little uniform. Why do you think people join gangs? Because they want to belong. They want to belong. You know, you go to school, some people, you wear a uniform. You're on a team, you wear a uniform. You go to work, you wear a uniform. You listen to music, people identify you by the music you listen to. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. But remember, you are in control. You are in control of the medulla. You are in control. Nothing gets into the mind if you don't allow it to get in the mind. Nothing. But you have to protect that mind. You have to. You have to. I know you're saying, well, OG, why? Why? So you can live the life you want to live. Simple. And affect the people that you're here to affect. And to be an agent of change like you are here to do. You're not here by chance. You're not here by accident. You're not here on a whim. You're not here by, happenstance. You're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. But only you can define your purpose. Only you can choose your purpose. Nobody can choose your purpose for you. I can't choose your purpose for you. Nobody can choose your purpose for you. Get busy. Get busy. Get busy. I don't care if I get one person on the live. I got a job to do. I got to stay in my lane. What are you feeding your mind? What is your mental diet? I think Emmett Fox did a book about the 7-day mental diet. Check it out. The 7-day mental diet. A lot of times you're going to get information. It's going to be a lot of information. And you're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to teach you because school, I'm going to tell you, I hate to tell you this, but I'm going to say it. No, they're not going to teach you this in school because school is teaching you to get a job. They're there to teach you to get a job. I'm not telling nobody not to get a job. I work. You understand? So I'm never going to tell you to not get a job. But when you then start thinking outside the box and you learn how to use your mind. See, school don't teach you how to think. They teach you how to read, they don't teach you how to read and how to study. I learned how to read, honestly, from my parents. Growing up in church, standing up and reading. They made us read. That's what I learned. I learned a lot of stuff at home. And as I grew, I started seeking my own information and knowledge. They're not going to teach you how to use your mind in school. You're not going to. Damon Dash has a good interview that he was talking about. I don't know which one it was. I was just seeing it the other day, and he talks about school and what it does for you. And it's all backwards as far as he's concerned. And I'm saying, I'm not going to shit on school, but I'm telling you, when you learn how to use your mind, your imagination, game's over because now you're not at the mercy of anybody or anything else. You are in control. You own a mind free and clear. Most people don't realize that. You own your mind free and clear. Free and clear. You own one. You got one. And you're priceless. You are worth more than you could even imagine. Excuse me. You're worth more than you could even imagine. Your imagination is the workshop. It is the workshop. Start spending more time in the workshop, people. Start spending more time. People think that when you sleep or when you lay down or when you're sitting back, you're lazy. But the reality of it is you're working. You're working. You're thinking of ideas. You're thinking of plans. You're working. You're at work. You're at work. That's why sleep is so important. It's very important. You've got to be re-energized to be ready to, you got to have the strength and the stamina to carry out your mission in life and the things that you want to do. Maybe you might have to build a community. Maybe you might build a bank. Maybe you might build a business that people, the world needs you. The world needs you. But if you're being distracted and led away, like sheeps to the slaughter, because guess what? From generation to generation, okay, we start out with this, then it goes somewhere else. Now we don't value families like the way we used to value families. Now we don't value education the way we used to value education. Now, just a lot of things that we don't value anymore. It's all about gimme, 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 gimme. And I don't care who I hurt as long as I get mines. That seems to be the mantra for a lot of people. As long as I get mines, I don't care. No, all for one and one for all. That's what it has to be. All for one and one for all. We got to start holding people's feet to the fire. I'm not going to support people who are going to tear people down. I just won't do it. If you're a builder, I'll rock with you. If you're a beautiful infinite creator, I'll rock heavy with you because you're trying to put more back than what you take. You got to put back more than what you take. That's the name of the game. You can't just keep on taking, people. You just can't. You can't. There you go. There you go. I wonder why. Isn't that interesting? It's interesting. It's interesting. But when you get out of the mindset, they call it the I believe it's the race mindset. When you get out of that, and you start living on a higher frequency, on a higher, then remember, wherever attention goes, that's where energy flows. Wherever attention goes, energy flows. What it is we end up rushing into careers and doing things because guess what? We got to pay the bills. We got to eat. We got to keep a roof over our head. We got to have a car. From day one, we're just running because we need to take care of all the stuff. Who's telling you to slow down, take your time, use your imagination, go into the imagination, the workshop of your mind. Go into the workshop of your mind. I guarantee you, there's gold. There's gold there. That's what Les Brown tells me. But there's gold inside your mind. It's there. But if you don't ever use it, or you're only using it to do your job and nothing else, then you're going to keep on building for everybody else except for yourself. Because why? Because we don't, I'm being broad right now. We don't have the discipline to do for ourselves. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's hindering you. We keep on asking for permission. We don't need permission. We don't need permission to be great. We don't need permission to build a great place to be. We don't need permission. All we got to do is create. That's it. But at the source is your thinking. If you can never get your thinking right, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know? You can, I don't care if you listen to T.D. Jakes. I don't care if you listen to Joel Osteen. I don't care who you listening to. It don't matter. Guess who's got to do the work? You got to do the work. You got to do, because these motherfuckers, excuse my language, these people cannot do your thinking for you. They can't do your thinking for you. You know, you got your CDL license, right? You got your Tony, you got your CDL license. Hell, you might supposed to start the whole company. You might supposed to be training other people. Who knows? What is your plan? See, you was thinking about, well, I need this, so I need to make some money. Maybe you need to train more guys to make some money. Maybe you need to teach. It's your mind. Your mind is what brings you your success. It's the mind. It's the mind. You've got the skill set. How are you using the skill set? How are you using the skill set? TD Jakes ain't gonna tell you that. TD Jakes is and I'm not a player hater. I'm not gonna bang on religion today. I'm not gonna do that. But these guys aren't gonna tell you what to do. They're gonna tell you to come pay your tithes, which is cool. If that's what you do, you pay your tithe. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm gonna pay myself first, because if the first person who's gonna go hurting if I don't have the money is me. So I'll rock with you if you're gonna pay your tithes, but I'm gonna pay mine and myself first. But that is a law that they talk about. Whatever you give, you're gonna get that back. Who came up with the tithe? Who said it had to be a tenth? You can give whatever you got. Remember the lady who gave the penny, and she gave the most because she gave everything she had. Gotta come from the heart. Gotta come from the heart. Don't sit on your talents. Don't sit on your gifts. Don't squander your ability because you're wondering what everybody else is gonna say. You give all you got because that's your intent. It's all about intention. Your life is all about intentions. What's your intention? You know, if you got a daughter or son and they're talking to somebody, you want to know what is your intention with my kid? What's your intention with you, mister, but talking to my daughter? What's your intention? You as a dad or parent, you want to know what's your intentions. And I'm just saying the universe wants to know what's your intention. What's your intention? What do you intend to do? How you intend to live? Most of us don't know what our intentions are. We just want to live happily. That's what I'm going to say throughout life. And we can't live that. You can't live like a ship without a rudder. You got to have a rudder. You got to guide your vessel to where you want it to go. Where you want it to go. Where do you want your ship to go? You are the ship. You are the vehicle. You're living in the vehicle right now. Are you taking care of the vehicle? You said, man, it's work. No, nobody said it was going to be easy. I'm not here for easy. So a lot of times we think about the work and it was like, oh man, that's too much work. That's too much work. Man, if you're enjoying it, whatever it is that you're doing, it's not work. One thing that I've started to realize as I keep on doing my research on a lot of these artists who become successful. A lot of these artists that become successful, I'm going to share this with you guys. They become obsessed with what it is that they're on. They're obsessed. They obsess over it. They eat it, they sleep it, they dream it. All they ever do is think about what it is that they want to do. All I'm telling you is whatever it is that you want to do, not because your mom and them say you should do that, not because the wife say you should do that or the husband say you should do that. You got to do, at the end of the day, you got to do what you need to do. I hate to be the person to tell you this. You got to do what's in your heart. You got to do that. You got to do that because when if you on your dying bed and you look around, hey, you're going to be there by yourself. And hopefully you've created the life that you're proud of. And that you didn't pick up suggestions from other people because you wasn't protecting your mind. You wasn't guarding the mind. If anybody's going to, and then you guys might hear me say this, if anybody's going to take me to hell, I'll do it on my own. I don't need a preacher to take me to hell or a pastor to take me there. I don't need a rapper to guide my life or tell me what I need to be doing. I don't need a singer or an actor to tell me how I need to be living. You don't have to listen to me. Your choice. But use your mind. Use your imagination. Take out a pen and a paper and create the life you want. Stop listening to some motivational speakers. Stop listening to the Les Browns and the Zig Ziglars and the Jim Rohns and the Tony Robbins and the list goes on, the Dennis Waitleys. Stop listening to these guys, the Robert Kiyosaki's. Stop listening to these guys. Find you a model. Find you somebody who's doing what you want to do and watch them and let them mentor you and you see where your life's at in 6 months. Find somebody who's getting the results that you want. If they're in the gym and they're doing something and you want the results that they're getting, ask them, stay on them, hound them, hound them. Success leaves clues. That's all I'm telling you guys. Success, I'm gonna say it again, leaves clues. Yeah, what are the clues? We have to find it. We have to find it. You know, as we get older, we start thinking about, oh, this and that. And you can't, don't worry. Worry is a form of praying. It's just the opposite of praying, but it's like a form of praying. Stop worrying. You could only control what you could control. Don't let other people drop off their suggestions in your mind. Don't let other people drop off what they're suggesting to you in your mind. That's why I say it's important to feed your mind with the right music. It's important to feed your mind with the right people or the right message. It's important. Who are you becoming? Who are you evolving into? Huh? Are you going to create and evolve? Are you going to sit back and just be a punk and just wait for life to happen to you? Life don't care. Life don't care. Life don't care. Semen retention, what I think about it, I think if that's what you want, that's what you want. I know a lot of guys who talk about semen retention, that if that's your lane, that's your lane. I don't knock it. I think Mike Tyson put it to me pretty good. He said when he was training, I was listening to him the other day. He said he was training, and the trainer used to be mad for him, not because they didn't want him to chase women or they didn't want him to have sex, but they were angry with him because he was up all night. They didn't want him up all night. You know what I mean? But remember how powerful the mind is. This is what I'm going to say about semen retention. This is what I'm going to say about it. Remember how powerful the mind is. Whatever you believe, it is as you say. So if you believe that semen retention works for you, guess what? You're right. It works for you. If you believe it don't work for you, it don't work for you. Let a man be persuaded by his own mind. Let a woman be persuaded by their own mind. You know? And that's what I have to say about it. Because no matter if you're for it, if you're against it, it don't matter. I know some guys I rock with, they're heavy into it, and that's cool. And they see and they feel like they're centered and they're focused. But nature's nature. Nature's nature. When you're a young man, you're a young woman, and I have younger kids, and I tell them, I'm like, I'm not crazy. I'm not stupid. So what I mean when I say that is like, I know you're gonna do things. I was a kid before. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm only here to tell you the truth. Let the truth set you free. So if you want to practice that, that's cool. I salute you. I don't got no problems with it. Boom. It's all good. If you don't want to practice it, guess what? I still don't care. Boom. Because we are here for the experience. If you don't want to be responsible, hey, that's on you. I hear a lot of guys, their team, semen retention. What's up, retain gang? One of my boys, I rock with them. They're cool. But I feel like, and this is just me personally speaking, I believe that people are gonna do what people are gonna do, no matter what. No matter what. If you find a practice, think about it. If you find something that works for you, by all means do it. By all means do it. If it doesn't fit, you must quit. If it don't fit into what you're doing, don't do it. Don't do it. If it does, who cares? That's all I'm saying. Everybody have to live their life. I can't live your life for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure God got more problems worrying about what you're doing, or the universe got more problems than what you're doing in your. I'm not saying he don't care or she don't care. I'm just saying that people are gonna be people. You got your people. Some people live in their root chakra. Some people live in their lower self, their nature. But who's walking around here a walking parable? I don't know any walking parables. It's all about focus and discipline. 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 If you play sports, chances are you've got some kind of discipline. If you've been in the military, you've got some kind of discipline. You know, people who don't have any discipline, that's what the real problem is. If you can't sit down and read a chapter, if you can't sit down and meditate for 10, 15 minutes a day, if you can't sit down, if you can't go to the gym, all we really talk about is a lack of discipline. Do I think semen retention is going to help that? Maybe, maybe not. That's all. It's not one size fit all. And that's what my problem is with a lot of things. One size doesn't fit all. Everybody comes in all different shapes and sizes. All different kind of shapes and sizes. We all do. We all do. The problem is they said there's no manual, but I beg to differ. There is a manual. There's a lot of information out here dealing with the mind, telling you what the mind is, telling you who you are. It's just whether you can pick it up, whether you can grasp it. There's people who came way before us who know what time it is. They know, and then it'll click. Then it'll click if it's the lane that you're supposed to be in. I'm not telling nobody what to do. I don't go home with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking nobody else home with me. That's all I'm saying. I think if you on retention, that's great. If you're not, it is what it is. It is what it is. The internet, you guys, and it's not that what they're pushing, but there's a lot of things out here. TikTok, there's a lot of things. But think about it. If men and women think about it, I'm just talking natural right now, Tony. If men and women don't hook up, right, what's gonna happen? We already competing with artificial intelligence. People don't want to deal with it. They act like they don't see it. They don't want to pay attention. But remember, think about it. If men and women don't keep on hooking up, or they don't, come on, you don't need to. I'm not going to get into the marriage stuff, but people are going to be people. People are going to be hooking up. That's what it is. If we don't procreate, then what's going to happen? We're not talking ancient Chinese secret, man. We're talking basics. We're talking basics. People, you can live how you want to live, but at the end of the day, I realize that we need each other in order to get to a better place. We don't have to work together, but if we don't work together, we are gonna die like fools. Everybody, we are gonna go out like clowns. We talk about things like semen retention, but at the end of the day, man, how are we really living? There's some beautiful women who needs a nice young man, who wants a nice young man, and these guys are talking, but I'm saving myself for what? Do you not know the greatest desire, one of the greatest desires in the world, to cause men to build empires, right? And businesses and things like that, is the sexual desire, the desire for love. People have stopped wars because of sex. People have stopped wars because of love. People have fought. It's one of the strongest desires out there. Desire. So why are you going to bottle that desire up, right? Why are you going to hold your desire because somebody on the internet tell you that this is wrong or that's wrong? I'm not here to tell you what's right and wrong. Remember, your thinking is what makes it so. If you think it's wrong, there you go. You're absolutely right. That's why you got some guys who go ham and they don't care, because subconsciously they don't care. And your rules don't apply to them. Your rules don't apply to them. So they go and they knock out everything. And they're fine with that. They're at peace with that, because in their heart, they believe that they're doing the right thing. And then there's some guys who want to be in a little club, who want to be like, oh, I don't want to do nothing, because what do you want to do? You're going to sit home, you're going to jack off or whatever you're going to do, and you're going to let all these women go out here and be by themselves for what? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you. I'm not your moral police. That's not what I'm on, But at the end of the day, we need men and women getting together. We need that. I don't rock with Kevin Samuels either. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not in the women bashing, love women. I'm not gonna ever bash women. because my mother was a woman, my sister, cousins, aunts, wives, daughters. We need women. Your house ain't a home unless you got a woman. So I'm not here to tell y'all, oh, I hear these guys, I hear Kevin Gates, and I hear a lot of these different guys talking about it. But it is what it is. Sometimes a hamburger is just a hamburger. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. You understand? Stop letting these people lead you down the path you don't want to go down. You like going out, hanging out. You're not bothering nobody. Remember we were talking about intentions? Intentions. I think if you're straight up and you're like, hey, this is what it is. I'm not looking for anything. This is what I'm on. And you're honest. Hey, I respect it, man. And I'm sure they will respect it too. But that whole retention thing, I mean, come on. I'm a grown ass man. I'm a grown man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If it works for you, do your thing. I just, like I said, a lot of times, and I had to grasp that for a second, because I know about the secret secretion, and I know that's your life force. I get it. I know it's your seed. I know that creates life. I understand that. But try telling that to a 15, 16-year-old boy. Try telling that to a 20-year-old in college. Try telling that to them. Try. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this because, the great workforce we had in this country throughout slavery. Do you not know they were letting these guys come from college to bang the slaves? Why? They didn't care if the slaves were black, white, mulatto. They didn't matter. They didn't care. Why they didn't care? Because it was all about the workforce. All about the workforce. So they breeded the slaves like animals. The enslaved, they breeded them like animals. You think these people were worrying about semen retention? No, they were thinking about wealth. They were thinking about product. They were thinking about human resources. They just wanted more people for the workforce. Facts. So here we are telling young men now, practice semen retention. Stay in the gym. Keep your mind right. Leave the woman alone. Come on, man. Something sounds off. To me, something sounds funny about that. Like, come on, bro. Come on. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I deal with nature. Nature. You don't know what your nature is? Come on. Yeah, I don't want to stay on that. But yeah, I'm not gonna hold you guys up. Thanks for rocking with me. I stayed on longer than I thought. You guys know I respect you. I salute you guys. I got to get out of here, but it was nice rocking with y'all. Yeah, I like that one. I like that. At the end of the day, you gotta let a person be persuaded by your own mind. You gotta be. You don't need a leader. The leader is already in you. You are a leader. You are a leader. But if you believe that, it is whatever you believe. You get to be whoever you want to be in this life. You get to be whoever you want to be in this life. That's the truth. You get to be whoever you want to be. You get to be, but it's your beliefs. If you could harness that, if you could believe, all things are possible to them who could believe. If you could believe, like Kevin Garnett says, anything's possible. If you could believe, go put in the work. Stop sitting here letting people sell you wolf tickets. Stop letting people tell you you should do this and you should do that. Like I said, be persuaded by your own mind. Do what feels good to you. You know what feels good to you. If it feels good, hey, it's all good. If it feels good to you. But have some discipline in your life. That's all. Have discipline for you. Put you first. If you're going to put God first, put you first. That's all I'm saying. I used to hear people as a kid when I grew up, put God first in everything you do. Facts, put God first. And my translation to that is put you first. If you can grasp it, you grasp it. If you can't grasp it, I can't do any more for you. Put yourself first. Because if you don't take care of yourself, how you gonna take care of anybody else? Game's over. If you're not here, guess what? Game's over. So don't let people trick you with the schematics and the wordplay and all that. Say, yo, I respect it. I respectfully respect whatever you want. I respect it, whatever. But for me and my house, I'm gonna follow the law, not the Lord, the law. People don't understand. I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get out of it. Let me see this. Ew, but remember, there's consequences. There's consequences. See, and this is what I'm gonna go ahead for you, Tony. I'm gonna go ahead for you right quick. That's why I said the law. You know, there's principles and there's laws. There's universal principles, there's natural principles. Most people don't know about universal principles and universal law and natural law. You understand? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You wouldn't walk off a building, right? And talk about, oh, if you walk off a building, chances are you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know the laws, that's the law of gravity. But if you don't know the law and you violate the law, Parkinson's law, you might want to violate Parkinson's law, but if you don't know the law, then you're going to end up in trouble. You know, you reap what you sow. That's a law. That's a law. But to see what people don't realize, what the, let's say you reap what you sow is what you're thinking. You're gonna reap that because that's the seeds. Those are the seeds. Your mind is the field. You're gonna and it has to return a harvest. So what kind of harvest your mind is going to return to you? It's going to return the harvest of the seeds that you plant. That's the only day it can return. You know what I'm saying? So if things aren't working out the way you want them to work out, the cause is your thoughts, your thinking, stinking thinking. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I understand. Look up universal laws. You're going to find them. There's plenty of them. Plenty of them. And when you live in harmony with universal laws, life changes. Life takes on a whole different meaning. Life, a meaning, not the meaning. Life takes on a whole different meaning when you learn universal law, when you learn natural laws. Life takes on a whole different meaning. Who knew about these laws? Tesla knew about these laws. Most Masons know, whether you believe it or not. I know most Masons probably know them. There's a lot of people who know a lot about different laws, but you have to study for yourself. You have to study for yourself. At the end of the day, you have to study for yourself. And once you learn the laws, then you'll be able to work with the law. You know, they tell you it's the Lord, but it's the law. Let's think of it this way, and I'm gonna let y'all go. If you break the law on the street, what happens? Yeah, they take you to jail. That's a law. That's a law. But then there's higher laws. There's higher laws. What I would say to you is find the higher laws. All right? Thanks for rocking with me. I got to get out of here. Thanks for rocking with me, guys. I salute you guys. And until the next time, I'm out. Peace. Have a good, strong game, guys. I'm out.